Good afternoon. First, let me announce that all over the country tomorrow, going down to the district level, the BJP will hold a protest demonstration against Pakistan for the brutal way in which, violating all norms of even wartime rules, they have in a barbaric way dealt with the Indian soldiers. This protest will be held all over tomorrow in all districts in the country. The BJP will organize it. It is essentially to show the anger of Indian people, the anger, the anguish with which people of India want to tell Pakistan that our respect and our attempts to keep peace with Pakistan through negotiations or in maintaining people-to-people contact does not mean that these kind of violations can happen, and every drop of the Indian soldier's blood is sacred to us, and we shall not accept this barbaric attack on the Indian soldiers. Earlier too, all of us remember Major Kalia and his father is even today struggling to get justice for his son. India shall not forget the martyrs, especially when Pakistan stoops so low to attack in such barbaric way. So the protest will happen all over the country, and Pakistan should get the message from India that the Indian citizens are absolutely angered at the way in which they've dealt with our soldiers in the border, well coming into our terrain, into this side of the LOC, line of control, and dealing with our soldiers in such a manner. The BJP will show and represent the anger of Indian people through the various protests that it will hold in various districts of the country. So this is an announcement, certainly about the leaders and others who would participate in it. A list or some kind of a notification will come through later this evening. In this context, I like to reiterate BJP's position, stated position, which was articulated yesterday, about how we condemn the barbaric attack on our soldiers. This clearly violates the 2003 ceasefire agreement, which was made between India and Pakistan, an enduring one which we would have thought, considering that 10 years are going to be completed. But let's also remember that this has been the most violated of ceasefires. This has been one of the most violated ceasefires, and as per the records available, subject to correction, 72 such violations have happened within 13 months. 72 such violations have happened in 13 months recently. And now, probably post this attack, we have statements coming from different sources about infiltration really is going up. Infiltration is on the rise. The BJP, let me remind you here, the BJP has been warning the government periodically that infiltration has not ceased to exist. Infiltration, on the contrary, is probably even rising at times, and that the government should not be off guard at any point in time. We had repeatedly warned, periodically, we have warned the government to not, let the guard go off, not to reduce guard. And today, post this attack, we come to hear that infiltration is probably even going up. It's a very worrying situation, where on the one hand, India is showing enthusiasm and keenness to build relationship. And after all, with a neighbor, we certainly I recall Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee's line that we can't choose our neighbors. And we certainly will have to keep peace with them, hope to build, a good neighborhood with them, and also expect that our neighbor would, remain in harmony, peace, and develop a good, peaceful Pakistan is going to be good for all of us. But if infiltration continues, and infiltration is on the rise, we repeatedly have also been saying this to the government of India that we should not let go of our guard. And we repeat that today. In our keenness to build greater relationship and maintain peace, we can't let our side suffer in such gruesome manner without expressing our anger and protest, and just the kind of protest verbally conveyed may just not be enough. The government of India has to deal with far greater firmness in this matter. And again, intelligence reports suggesting that Hafiz Syed has been moving around in the border, or even encouraging the border action team, the jihadi group, which probably has a smaller cell which is called the BAT, in playing together with the Pakistani army in bringing disturbances in the border areas, is something which Pakistan has to explain to us, rather than, we understanding that state, non-state actors are involved. BJP for one will certainly not want to get into these nuanced arguments of who did it. It is entirely the responsibility of Pakistan's government and army to maintain the ceasefire in the LOC. And no kind of diversion to this argument can help us. We hold the Pakistan government accountable on this matter as to whoever has shattered the ceasefire which has been enduring for last 10 years, however fragile it may be. Even as regards Mumbai attack, all of us know that in the explanations of state, non-state actors, Pakistan has been squarely rejecting every one of the proof that we have been providing to them. The dossiers have been sent periodically, but you don't hear from them anything which is acted upon on that. Action taken report probably will say nothing has been done on the reports which has been provided by India. So we may give proof, and we should give proof. We should give proof to explain that the 9th Baluch force has been squarely responsible. Yes, you would provide, you should provide, Government of India should provide. And that has been the BJP's line even yesterday, that we should name and shame Pakistan for having done this in every international fora. It is important that perceptions are built on the basis of facts rather than perceptions getting built just on some kind of statements being made. The BJP insists that comprehensive proof be collected and be given to Pakistan, and that be also in every possible avenue be used to name and shame Pakistan, because we can't afford to have a goodwill being misused. I repeat, the Bharatiya Janata Party holds Pakistan government and its army as accountable for what has happened in the border, in the Mendar districts of sector of Poonch district, and the Government of India should deal with them firmly. The other most worrying development of the day, which is getting covered today by the media, is the Naxal attack, where in a most inhuman way, IEDs are being attached to human bodies, the soldiers' dead bodies. And some of the bombs are even being planted into the body, the dead body, the corpse of our soldiers who are fighting the Naxals. It is completely barbaric, and the BJP calls upon all the human rights activists, enthusiasts, agencies which deal with human rights related issues to come and roundly condemn this Naxal strategy of planting bombs into dead soldiers' bodies. We remember, all of us remember, I'm sure the media remembers, that post Dantewada last year, human rights activists have been saying about human rights claims. And repeatedly we find activists coming and speaking about the rights of Naxals. Today, I would like to remind them that human rights is not just an exclusive right of the Naxals. What about the human rights of our soldiers? What about the human rights of our police? If your dead bodies, your soldiers' dead bodies, your policemen's dead bodies are being planted with bombs, which when went to hospital, when taken to the hospital for post-mortem, the doctors have even stayed away, saying, in spite of the standard operating procedures, they found the bomb attached and they had to call the bomb detection squad. What exactly is this revival? Even if it was used once upon a time, it is no right to use these kind of human right violative steps. Even if they are waging a war against India, which is what their manifesto repeatedly says. So human rights activists, agencies which deal with human rights, should all come out today to speak up against this. The BJP demands that the Naxal movement understand the implication of what they have done today. No amount of justification saying it was a strategy which Naxals adopted even 2 years back or 3 years back, so it might be a revival of that strategy. No. Nothing can justify this. This is equivalent to terrorism. The BJP condemns this and calls upon all human rights activists to voice their views on this matter and condemn this approach of the Naxal. They cannot do this. And Government of India should please come out and take a serious look at the way in which they are handling the Naxal issue. It is not confined to any one state. It is across the board in several states, and no one state by itself can handle it. The central government should work together with the state governments in taking this matter up in a far more comprehensive and a much endowed way.